So check this out. It says California 7-month-old may have been killed 9 days before the alleged kidnapping. Have y'all seen this yet? Make sure you like the video. Let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe if you're new. Let's jump into this one.
In Riverside, the parents of 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro appear in court for the first time today as they are formally charged with murder.
Authorities say the couple fabricated the story about their baby's kidnapping and say the little boy is presumed dead. KTLA's Jillian Smucker live at the courthouse with today's proceedings. Jillian.
Hi, guys. Yeah, so the parents charged with murdering their 7-month-old baby, they appeared in court for the first time today. And this as new court documents are giving us some insight into when investigators believe Emmanuel Haro could have been killed. They say that could have happened 9 days before his mother reported him missing. And that's sparking new concerns tonight as that search for baby Emmanuel continues. An eventful day in Riverside as Rebecca and Jake Haro make their first appearance in court. The couple is...
Man, she does not look upset. She does not look like she's been crying. They were saying that she's sticking to the story too, y'all. Did you see that? Where she was like, no, he really was kidnapped. He was. I don't know. The eyes never lie. Y'all let me know.
Charged with killing their 7-month-old baby, Emmanuel, and filing a false police report. These charges carry a minimum sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. But
yeah, that's a minimum sentence.
KTLA legal analyst Allison Treasel says the murder with malice charge makes the couple eligible for the death penalty.
It's situations where there's torture or extreme cruelty, or something of that nature that would qualify for the enhancement of the malice charge.
But we're going to have to wait a bit longer to find out what prosecutors will be pushing for. The parents appeared in court for less than 5 minutes today, each showing up without their own attorneys.
Initially, we received word that one or both would have private counsel. It appears that neither have private counsel. I
thought the husband had that one dude. Didn't the husband have that one guy? Where did that guy go? Now it's just, oh, oops. No counsel.
Cannot represent both.
They say they're hopeful they'll have a new attorney picked out by later next week. We spoke with one man about what he noticed watching the couple sit handcuffed in that courtroom.
The presence it felt disgusting in there. It felt like, it felt different. You didn't feel like safe or anything. Yeah.
While it didn't last long, dozens of people showed up today to show their support for the 7-month-old baby whose body still hasn't been found.
I didn't get an opportunity to be a mom, but the minute I saw the minute I saw him, my gut, I just knew that something happened.
It pissed me off. I'm a mom of a 13-year-old, and I would never think of harming her in any type of way like these pieces did.
My husband.
Ooh, I mean, for real though.
Husband knows, and everybody knows, I have been night and day thinking about this child and praying that he is found.
These newly filed charges come nearly 2 weeks after Emmanuel was first reported missing, sparking a desperate search to find him. The good news is we are expecting to get an update on the case and the search for 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro. The district attorney's office and the county sheriff's office, they're holding a joint press conference tomorrow morning, and they're expected to give us a lot more information on the case. I know a lot of people are eager to hear from them.
That's good.
We were hoping that that would happen earlier today without arraignment, but of course, with that being pushed back to next Thursday, we have to wait a little bit longer. But for now, reporting live in Riverside, Jillian Smuckler, KTLA 5 News.
Thank you, Jillian.
That is pretty crazy.
In Riverside.
That is pretty crazy, y'all. She did not look. That was the craziest part, though, is like when they showed her. I mean, that's like just nothing. Oof. Charge of murder and filing a false police report for saying that the kidnapping. Yeah. Let's see what we've got.
As prosecutors are still weighing charges against the parents of Emmanuel Haro. This is the missing boy's mother right there on the left-hand side of your screen. She maintains her innocence as she is behind bars. Mario Ramirez with Fox 11 LA has been following this story from the get-go and joins us live over in Riverside. And Mario, a very sad story here. What is the latest?
Yeah, it really is, Josh. Good morning to you. This has gripped the nation's attention since it was reported that 7-month-old baby Emmanuel Haro was missing. His mother initially reporting that he was kidnapped on August 14th out of the Inland Empire, but there were some inconsistencies in her story. According to sheriff's investigators, both parents have been arrested. They're behind bars this morning, and they're set to appear in court here at this Riverside County Courthouse as early as this afternoon, pending charges from the Riverside County District Attorney's Office. And while investigators have concluded that a kidnapping never occurred, Emmanuel's mother, Rebecca Haro, speaking out from behind.
See, that's the crazy part, too, is that they already said that the kidnapping didn't happen. They've already said, no. There's no way.
She's sticking to her initial story.
And she sticks to the initial story.
Spoke with the Southern California News Group, insisting that her child was kidnapped, saying that she wants to be out looking for her baby. Also speaking about her husband, saying he's a good dad and he wouldn't hurt a baby. Now, that interview from behind bars on the same day, Sunday, Jake.
Yeah, too bad that he already had and was already convicted of doing that.
Haro was seen
to his daughter from another lady,
being pulled from his jail cell out in a remote field, joining investigators in the search off the 60 freeway in Moreno Valley. That's about 10 miles south of where baby Emmanuel was reported missing. San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies arresting the couple on Friday of last week at their home in Cabazon, both booked on suspicion of murder. And again, they're set to appear in court as early as today. Rebecca Haro, the boy's mother, initially telling authorities that infant had been kidnapped August 14th outside a Big Five sporting goods store in Yucaipa. Investigators determining that kidnapping never occurred based on surveillance footage and interviews with the parents. Jake and Rebecca Haro's other son, a 2-year-old, was removed from the family's home by Riverside County Children's Services. Unharmed, we've learned, but as a precaution as that investigation continued. And prior to the parents being arrested, authorities said they conducted extensive searches in Yucaipa and Cabazon with those latest search efforts off of the 60 freeway in Moreno Valley. So again, Josh, here in Riverside County, both parents, Rebecca and Jake Haro, are expected to appear in court as early as this afternoon, and the Riverside District Attorney's Office expected to file those charges here in the next few hours. For now, that's the latest here. Mario Ramirez. Josh, will send it back to you.
And Mario, I did want to ask you, what happens next here in the legal process? As you mentioned, the parents could appear in court as early as later on today, but what's next as we see this all play out?
Well, right now, Jake and Rebecca Haro are being held without bail behind bars as we speak. And according to Riverside County jail records, the pending charge is felony murder with malice. So the next step is that official arraignment. Well, they'll appear in court and make pleas. But legal experts say it could be weeks, even months, possibly years before this eventually gets to a trial, considering the complexity of the case and the fact that that 7-month-old's baby, the baby's body has yet to be found as the search continues this morning, Josh.
All right.
Dear Lord.
I want to bring in Justin Shepard. He's a digital journalist who goes by the handle Just in the Nick of Crime. Okay, Justin, so much to cover. First of all, the couple in court. Describe the demeanor. What was the vibe in there, especially between them?
Yeah, well, as you know, like you said earlier, they pushed back the court hearing, so it was very, very brief today. We only had about 5 minutes, and, you know, for the most part, they were both very quiet. You couldn't really get too much of a read on them, but, I mean, it was pretty quiet and pretty brief.
5 minutes, holy cow. I get it, though, right? If they're going to push the arraignment, what else do you need to be there for?
Right, that's in and out.
So you and I and pretty much everyone in the world saw Jake in his orangey red jumpsuit being trotted out next to Highway 60. I guess it was on Sunday. And the idea is, you know, we didn't have audio on that, but the presumption is he's out there helping authorities to find the body. Maybe he's giving them the directions. Maybe he's pointing the finger at Rebecca and saying, here's where she threw the body. Maybe it's just the...
it definitely seems like he's out there trying to get himself a plea or something. A plea bargain or something. Why else would you be there?
Authorities taking him out there for a photo op so that they could show it to Rebecca and say, look what Jake's doing. You better talk fast and get to the trough first. In any case, do we have any idea what Rebecca has been doing while Jake's been out in the desert?
I think you bring up a few interesting points with that because, yeah, we saw him out there and it could be a number of things. But what it appears to me is it appears that he's trying to lead them as to where he might have last saw the body, where they might have disposed of it. But what's interesting about that is when you look at Rebecca, she is still doubling, tripling down on the story that she wants her baby back. She's not giving up hope, and that she's still saying that he's kidnapped. So
does that face look like the baby is kidnapped? Does that face look like you're in there? You got arrested for something you didn't do, and the baby is kidnapped, and somebody actually took him. Does that face look like that? Y'all let me know in the comments. Look at the face right there. That is crazy.
Interesting about this is that it appears, at least from outsiders' perspective, that they're not on the same page. And the biggest reason I say that is because if you go back to that 2023 conviction and the willful child cruelty from 2018, he threw his then wife, Vanessa, under the bus trying to blame her. And it almost seems like history might be repeating itself.
Ooh, I didn't know that. Did you guys know that? He tried to throw the ex-wife under the bus for the one daughter that they had, that he apparently... Look that one up if you haven't heard about that yet. Most of you guys have. If you haven't, it's unbelievably tragic.
Wow. I wonder if Rebecca's aware of that, you know, given the fact that she's in a jail jumpsuit giving interviews saying, everybody keep helping me find my baby. It just sort of defies logic. Ooh. And, you know, does a tiger change his stripes?
No. Okay.
Then the other big thing.
Not in this case.
Today.
Hell no.
They have written in the court documents, you know, you get the honor about language. Well, these documents for these two defendants suggest that the killing of baby Emmanuel could have been as early as August 5th. Any idea why that date? What is it specifically about that date, 9 days earlier than when Rebecca called police saying, a stranger took my baby?
So I was actually surprised to see the August 5th to August 14th date because from what I've heard, and I guess this is unconfirmed, is that nobody has seen that baby in a month at least, which means you're pushing it back into sometime in July.
Oh my God.
My best guess is that they probably had to come up with some kind of story. And again, this is my best conclusion to this, that they had to come up with some story that maybe somebody was asking about the baby. And since Emmanuel was not able to be produced because he's gone, they had to come up with this elaborate story, and that's what they decided to go with kidnapping. That's all I can think of that would make sense.
That is crazy.
Did anybody hear what was going on, or at least was anybody within earshot and able to report out what Jake was saying roadside when he was out there with the Riverside County Sheriff's Department deputies?
No, I haven't heard any reports as to what exactly they were doing, which is kind of odd because typically if they have a suspect out there and they're trying to help them do something, usually at a presser, they'll tell you, hey, we have one of the suspects out there and that's what they're doing. But they've been pretty tight-lipped about a lot of this investigation.
I wonder why.
That's the other question. Unusually tight-lipped, or is it sort of par for the course? I mean, that was such a thin set of documents today. Granted, the arraignment's going to be later, but it just felt like there was just so little to go on.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that. I think that it's maybe a little bit less, especially given the fact that they've now taken them both into custody. The fact that they have enough digital evidence, you know, digital forensic evidence. They took floorboards out of the house. So there's enough there that they believe.
They took floorboards out of the house?
That the child is deceased. And they're really not giving a whole lot of information as to what's going on, why they're searching. We didn't hear anything about searches today. So it's been, I would say, to a degree, unusually tight-lipped.
Y'all, let me know what you think about all that in the comments. That's a lot of new info for me. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, do all the things. And I'll catch you on the next one.